Alright all, welcome back to the GameBoy Grand Prix series episode 8, where we'll be looking at Game Boy number 7. Confusing, I know, but that's how it works. So number 7 from back in my intro video is a Game Boy Color from what I can, I say what I can remember, it says it there. So a Game Boy Color in the nice lovely lime green kind of colour that people go mad for some reason, which I mean I can't blame them, it is a nice colour. What was wrong with it? So it's got no sound, it needs a new lens and a new battery cover. Yeah, because these battery covers on these old Game Boys, people just seem to lose them something chronic. And by the looks of that, if you can see in the light, we've got a fair bit of scratching on there. Now with these Game Boy lime greens, since the shell isn't actually quite good nick, I mean the only two big bits I can see standing out from this, there are a few little marks and a few little blemishes, but what I'd like to do with this one is try and just restore it and only use as minimal parts as possible, give it a good clean. The two big bits I can see that are not going to make it look as good as it could be is the sticker and the bit that always gets a bit kind of dirty and scruffed up on the older Game Boys, where the cartridge slot just goes in and out from so many times of use and it just scratches and scrapes and all that jazz. But what we're going to do is we're going to give this a clean up first and then reassemble it. And if I remember rightly, yeah, so it's got no sound, so we're going to take it apart and have a look as to why it might not have any sound. But first things first, give it a clean. I'm going to give some alcohol over it and kind of give it a wipe down with a toothbrush, soapy water as well on the shell, because like I said, I'd like to restore it with using the parts that are here. Like I said, the only parts I would like to add is, as I said on this ticket, which is a new screen lens and a new battery cover. So montage. Okay, so now that I've kind of got everything clean, well, everything apart from this back shell, I'm not going to wash this back shell just while I'm debugging this. Once we get the speakers and everything working, this back shell, although it looks grimy now, will be nice and clean. While all them dry off, it's also worth noting as well, you might have seen me use the same toothbrush twice on there, once for water and once for alcohol. That was my mistake. Never use water and then clean a board if a toothbrush or a brush has still got water on it, because it'll ruin the innards. What I actually did is I dried off the toothbrush before using the isopropyl alcohol to then clean that up. So let's see if after a little bit of a clean, because I've cleaned the board down as well, if we get any sound. I don't think so. So I was hoping I was going to get lucky. No sound whatsoever. One last try, because I always forget whether it's rolling up or rolling down for these speakers. No. Okay, so let's turn this off. Let's pull our batteries out. Now, I did actually have a look at the speaker while I was giving it a clean, and from what I can remember, from what I could see is that the speaker was soldered on properly, it all looked good, it all seemed absolutely fine. So I can't see what's wrong with it. The only thing I could think it would be, just double checking them soldering points again, the soldering points look absolutely fine. The only thing I could think it could be, is that the speaker's blown or just doesn't work anymore. I'm going to have a mess around with it, see if I can kind of put it in different kind of angles to see if it's just a loose connection thing, but I think it might be that the speaker's gone. Now, luckily, I think I might have a spare speaker. So if you remember a previous video where, to be fair with you, I completely cocked up a DMG front screen motherboard. So like the GameBoy Colors only have the one board, whereas DMG have two. There should be a speaker on that, and I'm fairly certain, although I could be wrong, so please don't quote me on that or anything. I'm fairly certain that they use the same types of speakers, so bear with me. Okay, so it's literally been a minute since I made that last little bit of recording, and I just went to try it, and watch, this will prove me wrong now. That sound, and I've not done anything to it. The only thing I did to it was take the batteries out and pop them back in. So I'm wondering, again, I'm going to have another mess around with it. I'm wondering if it's because the batteries weren't all the way in, so it wasn't getting enough juice to power the speaker, or if I've got it on a certain angle. What I'm going to do very quickly is I've got my Game Boy Color game here to test WWF Betrayal back in the day when WWE was WWF. Just so I've got a constant source of sound. Yep, so that's all working fine. There we go. Okay. Do we have constant sound? If you could play some sound, that would be great, game. Oh, come on. Come on, all these develop. Right. So the sound sounds okay. I don't think the angle of the speaker's got anything to do with it. Like I said before, I think the soldering is originally from what it was. Now, if that turns down, that turns up. Let's have a little mess with it to check. Huh. So, not 100% sure why that happened. But that seems to be working now. Like I say, it's a very high possibility again. A culprit that's happened in previous videos as well with DMGs is because they don't have the battery covers on the back, the batteries don't sit in well properly, and it might have been that it was getting enough power to run everything but that speaker. So what I'm going to do, let's finish cleaning this bottom shell up so then we're all 100% clean, and get it reassembled and then apply all the new parts. So I've got everything pretty much clean and dry. What I'll actually do is, when I've got it all reassembled, I'll give it a wipe over with a wet wipe, just for that last kind of final clean, to make sure I've got in all the nooks and crannies where I might have missed the first time round. So I've gotten rid of most of the adhesive on the screen, where the screen would go for the new screen lens. There's a bit left over, but that shouldn't bother it too much. We've obviously sorted out that the sound is now, for some reason, working. And I've cleaned the back as best I can with some IP. I don't particularly like putting these in water when they've got obviously the labels on and the battery contacts and all that kind of stuff. It's worth also noting as well that there is a screen adhesive here. Some people like to take them out before washing the front plates. To be honest with you, I don't know if you can hear this at all, but this has been in the water and had a good clean, and it's still quite sticky, but each to their own, each to their own. Cool, so let's get this assembled, and then hopefully we'll be all good. The buttons still have like some general wear and tear, and you find the buttons, even though you clean them, still have little tiny marks on, but there's not too much you can do that other than giving them new buttons. So for example, this isn't really doing anything to it, but top side they will look absolutely more than passable. So let's assemble. But moment of truth, let's stick some batteries in, flip it over, and while the screen's naked, turn it on. See if we get sound. That sounded like sound to me. I'm going to flick it on and off again. There we go. Okay, so we're all looking good. Now let's start adding the parts that I originally set out to fix this with. So, two things was a third-party battery cover. Hopefully this matches a lot better than the teal one I did in a previous video. So you can tell the difference a bit. You can tell that it's definitely not the original one. And to be honest with you, whenever I sell a console or anything like this and it's got a third-party part, I always make sure to say that, you know, this is a third-party part that's been replaced. I'm going to just blow the screen out a bit to get rid of anything that shouldn't be there. Actually, first, scratch that. I'm gonna, well, no, don't scratch the screen. wrong choice of words. I'm gonna give it a wipe down just to get rid of if any water or anything has splashed on it. There we go. Give that a bit of a blow to get rid of any dust. There we go. Right, final part is the screen lens. So this is just kind of a standard black screen lens. It's nothing fancy. It does look a little different from the original screen lens. I'm pretty sure, I'll have to double check it, and again, don't take my word for anything because I'm not a professional. I could have sworn that that the screen lens on the line, the original one, this one, is slightly a different colour to what it usually is on most other Game Boys. I'm sure they're just normally black, or just, anyway, I'm ranting. Let's get this one on, so let's pull the back off. Where's my little spiky things? We'll get this back adhesive off. There we go. Nice and sticky. Then get the main bit of the screen one off, ready to stick it down. Come on, Come on. Carefully does it. I don't want to scratch the screen lens. There we go. Damn it. There we go. And then just drop that. Whoa, I've just spotted a bit of dust. Whoa, that was close. Last thing you want is a bit of dust going behind it and you're having to unscrew it all again. This should just drop into place. These always fit a nice bit better than the DMG ones. And there we have it. Let's just zoom in so you can get a better look at this thing. There we go. So let's remove the protector. And there we go. A nice new screen lens. I'm going to give it a quick rub down to get rid of any residual residue. Anything that might have just stuck around from when I was peeling it off, or maybe touched it with my fingers or anything like that. But there we go. There we are. A nice new black screen lens and a battery cover. Let's hope she turns on. Where is the game? It is over here. Again, WWF Betrayal. Not one I've actually played myself. I'm just using it as a test one. It's the first one I grabbed out of my stock. And we've got sound. Obviously the screen doesn't look that impressive, but it's a Game Boy from many moons ago. It doesn't need an IPS in it. A lot of people like to play Game Boy Colors as they are, to be fair. Come on, come on. Right, sound, that was the biggest thing. Can I turn it down? I can't. Can I turn it up? I can. Up, down. Let's continue. Oh no, I think it's got a password system. Yeah, right, left, right, up, down. That's a good place to test this actually. B, back, yeah, fine. Let's continue again. There we go. Come on. Right, let's select does nothing. Start submits the thing. So I'm going to presume. Oh. Okay, I think I just guessed a password. I didn't actually expect that to happen, but there you go. Yep, so that all seems to be working fine. So let us talk about that beautiful thing called money and how much this costs and how much I think I'm going to sell it for. So as usual, as I've mentioned in all the videos, I bought this lot of 25 Game Boys for £500, spares and repairs. Works out about £20 a Game Boy each if I'm not mistaken. We used 2 parts on this Game Boy just to kind of get it back up to some form of scratch and usability. So we paid £20 for the Game Boy, the glass screen lens replacement, which needed to be happened because you can see how scratched that is just through the kind of camera. So that comes to £3.39 for the screen lens, and the battery cover cost me £2.79. So if I'm not mistaken, the full total for what I've paid for this should be £26.18. Now I can definitely make a profit on this. People will sell lime green ones, spares and repairs, for at least £40. Based on current eBay trends, yada yada yada, things could change, terms and conditions apply. I'll probably sell this for anywhere between 50 to 60. It's quite similar to like a DMG. DMGs are a lot harder to sell, whereas everyone likes a Game Boy Color. It's the one most people remember, and you might as well buy a Game Boy Color because it'll play original Game Boy games anywhere. But yeah, I'm really kind of happy with this, how this has turned out. I like to do a build every now and then that keeps it as close as possible to what it originally was and just makes it a bit more usability, and there's not much you can do about if it's missing a battery cover, because so many of these, if you look back to the original intro video I did, so many of them just don't have these battery covers. They just get lost with time, and you want to be able to see the screen. But yeah, thank you very much for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed just a quick little kind of disassemble and clean, and that this one turned out to be. It's been quite a nice one considering some of the ones I've had in the past. Please comment and subscribe. It's definitely worth doing the latter. The next Game Boy is going to be one of my best ones yet, and it's got some quite wacky and unusual mods that I don't normally do, that I just wanted to go all out on and have a mess around with, and hopefully that goes well. But thanks for watching, guys. You have a good day.